I'm here with the next energy update. So it seems like this month of January, like I barely just recorded this whole energy update, and we're already doing the next one for the month of February. And as always, I have my little assistant right there. So if you remember what I was saying in last month's energy update, I was talking a lot about there being two gears. There being two gears in the month of January, and that the second half was going to be a slightly different energy than the beginning. So let's take a look at what to expect for February. So what's happening for a lot of people is that now they are getting a little bit more clarity. There was a lot of stuff that I was saying about not really seeing things clearly and not rushing things. So we are starting to see things slightly more clearly, but that can also go hand in hand with some kind of frustration, because you can see it and you want to start running towards it, but that may not necessarily be yet what is being asked of you to do right now. So I'm going to take a look at my notes in front of me. So we're going to feel like we're coming out of hiding, like the veil is getting thinner. We're starting to become more claircognizant and clairsentient again. January could have felt, especially the first couple of weeks, like there was a lot of stuff just kind of overwhelming, and you were not really clear on what was fear, what was a thought program, what was an intuitive nudge, because it was just all thrown into this soup of stuff that was just being cooked in your brain. I don't know. And so we're being asked to still kind of sit with all of this a little bit and get more clarity, especially in the beginning of this month. And we are going to start to notice by the middle of the month again that there's going to be a slight shift, and I'm going to go deeper into all of this in a little bit. And we're going to be at the end of the month kind of looking at what then, and I said this in last month's episode, I was going to say energy update. Also, there's going to be refining, reviewing, and we've done that already. It's like we're kind of repeating the same cycle that we did in January, but it always becomes more clear. There's like more clarity. More clarity. It's like I described in January, it's like a big cleaning after there hasn't been cleaned for months. And you cleaned the first like rough brushing through the house, and now it's like you clean again, and it's easier. It's a little bit easier to do this month. So what else? What is going on? I have some notes because, again, I'm not an astrologer, but I always am curious because I have a feeling of what I feel is in store for us for the month. So then I go and check what the astrology is saying. So apparently we have a full moon in Leo, which is going to be in the beginning of February. So you're going to maybe be asking yourself, you're going to be looking at the ego. Not in a negative way, but because we are fully in this phase of fine-tuning, we are fully in this phase of burning through illusion to illuminate the truth, really stopping negative habits, things that are, and not like in the New Year's resolution way, but more like really needing to do this because you see how this is impacting your energy, that you're not really having a choice in this. It's more like, where am I dimming myself to not be perceived a certain way that may damage my ego? And where am I performing perhaps to be perceived a certain way to feed my ego? So those are questions that are going to come up in the beginning of February. And where do I actually want to be seen? And is this from a validation perspective, or is this from a genuine desire to make people see themselves in that light that you want for them, that you wish to share with them? So that is going to be coming up in the beginning of February. Then the veil is going to start to get thin, and that's such a cliche, stupid thing to say. Oh, the veil's thinning. We hear this constantly. What I mean by that is what apparently is going on. Again, looking at the screen, I'm not an astrologer. I'm lining up what I'm getting with the stuff that I just researched a little bit. Mercury plus Venus are shifting into Pisces, and then the Sun. So this is the part where people feel more emotional. They feel more intuitive at the same time. Your field is going to be a little bit more open. So this is a perfect time for a lot of inner work and creative work. So the stuff that you have then gone through in the beginning of February, you can then take all of that and start to feel into your emotions. You'll have clarity on your emotions and what to do with them. And I'm going to dive a little deeper into that in a little bit. Then we're going to be around the end of the second week, beginning of the third week of February. You're going to notice that it's time to really choose. Where in January, I said you don't need to make any decisions now. Nothing needs to be decided today. That was January. A lot of just observing, taking time, discerning. The beginning of February is going to be slowly starting to take some of these action steps. Slowly starting to see where you can start to make the changes in your own life. How do I present myself? Where is the desire to present myself in a certain way, whether that's at your job, with your family, with friends, anything that you are passionate about, anything? Is it coming from your soul, or is it coming from a fear program that is actually wanting to be released because it is no longer resonating with what you are truly wanting to manifest in your life? And that word manifestation is such a hyped up new agey word to begin with. When I say that, what I mean is, what do you want to be present with in your life? It's not doing 20 million affirmations about the things that you don't have. It's more about, how do I now want to feel about the things that are here in this now moment all around me? And only then are you going to be able to feel the gratitude, to feel the presence, to be in the moment fully. And that's going to bring in the clarity in February, when then you go through the emotional stuff, through the intuitive stuff, with this veil thinning. And when I say that again, I just mean this alignment of Mercury and Venus shifting into Pisces is going to bring up certain things. Mercury is all about communication. Venus, obviously, about relationships. How am I communicating? How am I feeling about how I'm communicating? Where is this coming from? And it's a perfect time to then start in a safe space, making some of these changes with people you trust and feel safe with, and expressing the things you wish to manifest. Again, meaning that which is already present for you right now, that you can be fully with. Be in the moment with what is already presented to you. How are you feeling about this? How and why are you feeling a certain way about these things? So that is what is being asked of you to do in that time. So that by 17th to 20th of February, you are going to have clarity. You are going to see, through going through all of that stuff, what is required of you to shift. And then it's going to be time to make the shifts. And now, when you're watching this maybe at the end of January, you're still going to feel like you're in this phase of I don't have to know it now, and you don't have to know it today, because if you simply follow the guidance of your inner compass and just do, like, not rush yourself today, you're going to naturally be at that point that I just described in 3 weeks. And then it will be clear. So, the end of the month, there is an Aquarius eclipse that is happening, and a Saturn-Neptune conjunction. Let me see what it says here. So that is all Saturn. Neptune is again emotions, water, but on a deeper level. Saturn is all about passion, mission, business. For some people, direction. So, and like doing things that you feel good about, truly from a place of like your inner compass, your inner conscience, in alignment with the emotional patterns. You're gonna then see very clearly which emotional patterns are not serving you and are not assisting you in achieving this thing that you now have clarity on. So that is the thing that you're going to start to see clearly around the third, fourth week of February. So yeah, after that, I guess we have Mercury retrograde in Pisces in the end of February. Again, Mercury retrogrades are not the enemy. A lot of people in the New Age, and these are usually the people that are also on the UFOs that are going to come pick us up, and we're these elite alien allies that will get picked up. It's the same type of people that are demonizing the retrogrades. But anyway, I digress. So it is going to be a period where you're going to then refine all that stuff that I just mentioned about emotions, intuition, clarity, direction, starting to voice those things with safe people, people that you can trust, starting to let them in on the shifts that you are making, so that when that end of the month comes, you are going to feel completely confident when it comes to refining this on a broader scale. So that is kind of how this month is going to go. And this is where the free preview ends for those that are watching this as a free Substack subscriber. And if you are enjoying this and you would like to watch the full-length update, consider subscribing for only $8 a month. You get an in-depth energy update like this. You get a variety of channeled messages. You get extra articles. You're going to get discounts to all kinds of stuff. So consider subscribing. It's the price of one fancy coffee at Starbucks. But so,